Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tracy, and for this week's thrift flip, I'm transforming this men's long sleeve polo into this really cute cropped polo top and matching box pleated mini skirt. I'm teaching you guys a little bit more pattern making. I'm going to show you guys how to flat pattern this box pleated mini skirt with your measurements, and it's going to fit perfectly. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are going to pattern the yoke part of the skirt first, so you want to drop a straight line and then you want to just square off another line at the top, and this is going to be your waistline. Next, you want to drop 7 inches from that waistline down and just mark, and you want to square off that line, which is going to be your hip line. Take your waist measurement and divide that number by 4 and then subtract a 1/2 inch and mark that on your waistline. Next, take your hip measurement, divide that by 4 and subtract a 1/2 inch and then mark that number on your hip line. At the center of the waistline, you want to drop a 1/4 inch and mark. Square off about a 1/2 inch at that 1/4 inch mark, just so it's straight when you actually cut this piece out, and then you just want to take your curved ruler and just connect those 2 points at the waistline so you have a nice curved waist. And you want to just take your curved ruler and just connect your waistline to your hip line, and it should look like this. Now to add seam allowance, you want to add 3/4 of an inch at the waistline, a 1/4 inch at the side seam and the hem. And that center line is going to be where you cut your pattern piece on the fold, and we have just finished patterning the front yoke for your skirt. The back yoke is pretty much the same piece, but at the waistline you drop a 1/2 inch instead of a 1/4, so I'm marking a 1/2 inch, and I'm doing this in a different color just so you can see. And then I'm taking my curved ruler and then just connecting those 2 points and just adding the new seam allowance to the top. As you can see, it's only a 1/4 inch difference at the center front of the waist, and then the rest of the pattern piece is exactly the same. So now it's time to pattern out your pleats for the bottom half of the skirt, and I'm just inserting a worksheet because it's like a lot more math involved to get this number, so just fill in the blanks here with your own measurements. I feel like if I explain this, it's just gonna get confusing. So then you want to just take a scrap piece of paper and you want to drop a straight line down, and then you want to just square off a long line across, and I'm measuring out 22 inches on that line and just marking it. Square a line down, and I'm ending up with a 22 by 9 inch rectangle. You can always decide how long you want to make your skirt, and I recommend just making it longer than you think because you can always just remove fabric and make it shorter. And now it's time to add seam allowance, so I'm adding a 1/4 inch at the side and a 1/4 inch at the top, which is technically your hip line, and a 1/2 inch at the bottom, so I have enough for a hem. And that center line is going to be your fold line, so you want to cut your fabric on the fold there and just cut out your rectangle, and then we're going to start the pleats. You want to take your pleat measurement and you want to just mark 1/2 a pleat since the pattern piece is cut on the fold. So my pleat width is 2 1/8, so I'm first going to start off by marking 1 inch and 1/16 first. So I'm just connecting that line, and then from that point I'm marking 2 1/8 and connecting those lines, and I'm just repeating this process all the way across until I can't fit another pleat. And I like to mark my pleats so I don't get confused on what way I'm folding. So your first pleat, you're going towards your second pleat, and your third pleat, you're going to go towards the second one like so, and then you're going to skip a pleat, and then that one goes towards the next one, and then you're going to go to the other one and go inward. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but you can see what I'm marking. The markings really come in handy. So your first pleat, you're folding that towards the next pleat like this, and I'm just pinning this paper just to show you what's going to happen with the actual fabric. And then you're going to take the third pleat and fold it towards that pleat, and you get your first box pleat. You skip a pleat and go to the next one and fold that towards the next pleat and go to the other pleat, fold inward, so you can see what I'm doing, and then you just keep repeating this. And now I grab my polo and it's time to just cut out all of the pieces. So I'm just starting off with the sleeves. So I'm just removing these, and I'm just going to use most of this fabric, so I'm just going to cut the yoke out of the sleeves because it's wide enough. And my fabric is only a two-way stretch, so you want to make sure the stretchiest part of the fabric is going across the body. I'm just folding this and making sure my piece is going to stretch across. And I take my yoke piece and just place it right on the fold and just pin everything down. And I'm just cutting out the front yoke first. I recommend marking your pieces because you're probably going to get confused because they look pretty much the same. And I'm just repeating this to the back yoke. So I'm just taking that piece and pinning it down again. And the only difference for the back yoke is I'm just cutting on that back yoke waistline. So just cut on that red line. You want to take both of your yokes and place right sides together and sew a 1/4 inch at the side seams. I used my overlock machine just because it's easiest, but you can also just use your straight stitch. I grabbed the polo and just cut off like the top collar portion just because I want to make a crop top after. And I take the rest of the polo and just cut out the side seams. So I have a front and back, and I end up cutting out 4 22-inch by 9.5-inch rectangles. And I sew 2 rectangles together, so I have one long rectangle that's 44 inches, and I do the same to the other 2 pieces. So I have 2 rectangles that are 44 inches long now. And you want to take your pattern piece, as you can see now that it's on the fold, it's one long rectangle, and I'm just marking the pleats. So I mark the pleats on one side, and then I mark the pleats on the other side of the fold as well. And you're just going to be pleating like I showed you before. And just repeat this to the other side of the fold and just mimic the pleats. And after pleating that whole piece, you want to just do a basting stitch with your regular sewing machine at a size stitch 5. Repeat this to the back piece as well, and you want to place both pleated pieces right sides together and just sew at the side seams. I overlock my side seams, but you can also just use your regular sewing machine and do a straight stitch. I had some extra room at the side seams because another pleat didn't fit, so whatever's left over I just kind of fold it underneath and pleat towards the side seam like so. So I'm just taking the fabric and folding whatever fits towards the next pleat underneath and just pinning that down like this. And I just repeat this to the other side. And now you can sew the yoke to the bottom of the skirt. So you want to just flip the yoke inside out and then just start pinning the yoke to the skirt, right sides together like so, matching the side seams and the center. After pinning that seam, you want to just take it to your sewing machine and stitch 1/4 inch. And I just used my overlocker, but I know not everyone has an overlocker, so I recommend just using your regular sewing machine. Sew the seam with a regular straight stitch with like a big stitch size 5, and then just fold your seam allowance up, and you want to just do a top stitch with your double needle, making sure you grab your seam allowance, and then that will allow the fabric to stretch around your body when you put the skirt on. And it's time to hem the waist, so I overlock the waist first, and then I fold 3/4 of an inch for the hem finish, and I just pin it and take it to my sewing machine and use a double needle and sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around until I get to where I started. I just leave about a 1/2 inch gap so I can feed my elastic through. For your waistband, you want to take a 1/2 inch elastic and take your waist measurement and subtract 1 inch and cut your elastic to that length. And I use a safety pin to just feed the elastic all the way through my channel at the waist. And see that gap? That is why we leave it open, so you can feed it through. After feeding the elastic through, you want to take both ends of the elastic and overlap 1 inch, and then just take it to your sewing machine and just do a stitch, a really strong stitch, so just don't forget to back tack. I went over like 4 or 5 times. And after sewing that, you want to just stretch your skirt and the elastic will sling back to the waist, and you want to just close up that waist. So you're just going to use your double needle and just stitch that. It's time to hem the bottom of the skirt, so I overlock the bottom and I fold a 1/2 inch and pin all the way around. And I'm just using a double needle since it's already on my machine, but you can just do this with a straight stitch because it doesn't need to stretch. And the skirt's all done, so I'm just going to show you how I made this top. I kind of just winged it, so I just took a cami that already fit me and just kind of marked a 1/4 inch around that on one side, like so. And then I just used my rulers to kind of like perfect these lines. I wanted this to be a halter, so I open up the top, and from the back of the neck I mark like 1 inch and then just kind of curve a line back towards that side shoulder. I cut that side out and then I just fold it in half as best I can and then just trace that shape onto the other side so I have a symmetrical piece. And that's the front piece, so I want to add more fabric because it's not really going to cover anything, so I just straighten out the bottom part of it and then I cut out another rectangle from the back piece that we got rid of, and I line up the plaid just because I don't want it to be off, so I place right sides together and use my overlock machine and just overlock that. And at the sides I just drop a straight line down and just cut any excess like this, and now I have a full front piece. I tried this on and then I decided I wanted the top a little shorter, so I just removed 1 inch, and I recommend just make sure you have seam allowance if you're going to hem it with a double needle, but I'm going to do a lettuce hem, so I'm just cutting it off to where I want the end to be. And now we need a piece for the back of the halter, so I'm just taking the rest of the sleeve scrap, and I was able to cut out a rectangle for the back of the halter. I measured the side seam, which was about 5.5 inches, so my rectangle needed to be 5.5 inches wide, and I made it 12 inches long to cover the back. Place right sides together and just sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And now you have your halter. I overlocked the armhole and just folded back a 1/4 inch and just used my double needle and stitched that hem down. And I decided to do a lettuce hem on the top, so this is what it looks like, and you're all done. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you so much for watching.